well, here's something different. Howard at an all Holden Day. So took the opportunity to go down and catch up with our goddaughter with Adam and Kylie, young Paige. So Heather and I went down, stayed overnight, and then the all Holden Day was on and they were taking their Brocky out. So we went out in the GT and got summoned over into the no entrant park because we're in our Ford. So took the opportunity and just a whole heap of really nice cars. So I had hoped to get Dale to give me a hand to do this because I don't know my Holdens that well, but as you can already see, some really well built early Holdens, so FJs, EHs, those sorts of things. And the layout was pretty much in clubs and then obviously some individuals as well. So I'll run through those with you and give you what commentary I can about a marque that I don't know that much about. That's definitely something different. That looks like wasn't even a Holden motor. So it was interesting walking around. That it was almost like everyone was talking a different language because it was all, 308, Trimatic, Monaro, all the words that I'm not used to that much when I'm hanging around with my mates, but cars are cars, and there were some really nice ones there, some good original cars, some highly modified cars and some well restored cars. God, I haven't seen a Hornet Scoop for a while. It's the same as that on Rock 3 back in the 90s. So I featured this one was at the Unanderra show at Paul Beck's show. Super nice clean car. It is a Canberra car, but it went up to Brisbane to exclusive customs for body and paint, or maybe just paint, I think. The show was primarily drivers, so there was a couple of like these really top end cars, but the majority of the cars there were what I class the club car. Still nice cars, but more something that gets a bit more use. It's very tasteful. I like the use of the silver in the engine bay. On down the side of the bonnet as well, that looks really good. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this car, and to be honest with you, I didn't notice at the indoor show, but it's actually two-tone. So as we come back away, you'll notice that the top, what you'd normally see as the SS on these is actually in a slightly different shade of the same colour. A lot of activity going on with this one. I don't know whether it's a drag car or a burnout, but one or the other or both. It's really well done. I make the comment all the time, it's probably harder to do a car back to original than it is to modify, because when you're modifying something you can either polish it or paint it or do whatever you like with it, but when you're doing these restos it really is about the research and the time spent to actually go through that process. Nice set of wheels on the back of this. If I remember rightly, this had a big block in it. 20 wheels under the back. See on the trailer on the back of the Panelvan there, it's got like a miniature, looks like about a half scale or maybe a third scale. I don't know if I got that when I come back down the other run. Nice tidy ute with a flat bed on the back. Nice set of old school wheels on that with the white walls, looks pretty good. And a few late models. Bit of a mixture really, must be an all Holden club or something, because there's a bit of old and a bit of new. Some nice sharp lines on that car. A lot of these cars drove into the show while I was there. Quite interesting, quite a few of the blown cars drove in. Amazing how these Panelvans are making a comeback. If only we knew what was going to be collectible, eh? A lot of these cars, you look at them and you go, God, I remember seeing these just getting wasted or sent to the scrap. And now all of a sudden, you know, not so much the VLs, because we sort of knew that, but VR, VS, all those are just becoming more and more desirable as, you know, cars get harder to find. I find my camera work gets a bit average today, because by the time I get to the end I've done myself a bit of a calf muscle, I think, or something, so I'll get a bit of a limp up later and you'll see the camera moving around a bit more than usual. So if you like a Camaro, if you like a Monaro, quite a few here. So it was a pretty solid turnout. So it's the ACT all Holden Day, but it's held out at Queanbeyan. So we went out there, got there reasonably early, and then I think it took me about a bit over an hour or so to do the filming. So there you go, if you need a Torana Nationals, you'll be able to pause that and have a look at the information you need. And this little white Torana was beautifully presented. Classic Holden styling for that era. Just a really nice car, that one. Seen a Torana in this colour up at Cooley, and it's a very unusual sandy colour. It's, you know, it's clearly not white, and it's not really a beige. It's sort of in between. Very unusual looking colour. A couple of survivor cars by the look of them. SLR 5000 and Simmons. One of our neighbours in Broken Hill, a very long time ago, had a nice four-door white SLR like that. It was burned. I think he probably still got it. Incredible amount of cars out in Broken Hill, that's for sure. I don't know whether it still applies, but it used to be per capita that Broken Hill had one of the largest amount of cars per person in the town, pretty much anywhere in Australia, and I think to some extent it in the top 10 in the world. Typical of a sort of mining community. Clean little Gemini. I think they had to go back and have a look at that because there was something unusual under the bonnet. The turbo hanging off it. The interesting aerodynamics on that one. even bigger turbo. You boys must have been all out of the same club by the look of it. Or Gemini club. Check out the width of the wheels on this. And a steel wheel, but it looked like about an 8 on the front. Oh, I'm not going to show it, you'll have to go back and have a look. Oh, there they are in the background. Hot wire's definitely suited this era of car. Nice little small block in there with the louvers in the bonnet as well. Foxtail on the aerial, I haven't seen that for a long time. Twin carbies, X2 setup. Nice HR. That's Adam and Kylie's Brocky coming up there in 3XY Big M livery. So I was, not being a Holden guy, I wasn't aware, but they had a race at the Formula 1 in Melbourne where Brocky supplied the cars and all the name drivers drove. And that particular one they've done, that replica artwork, was basically that car didn't run on the day, but just something they've done to be a bit different for a while. This thing's pretty cool. You see me pull up there, got the low stance and a set of wider rims, a couple of carbies hanging off it, like mimicking the old track day type car. Look pretty cool, I like that. That's pretty low, that blue thing. Completely different without all the flares on them, that's for sure. The little four-door Torana. This is the club with all the lions. I've never seen so many lions on one day. There's one on the roof there. Now check out this old girl. This looks like a real survivor. So it's got the flares front and rear, lots of offset on the wheels, blown, roll cage, had a cut-in sunroof, just the old moon roof type roof on it. Plenty of wear and tear, looks like it's done a lot of work. Nice to see a car like that that's still around, surviving. Lions everywhere, and on the ground here they had a bit of a show there for, what have we got, 40 years. All the different hubcaps and wheel centres through that era. Thought that was pretty cool, the way they did that. So if I'm not mistaken, it's an LS. Oh, there you go, LS and a VK. Another Foxtail, must be a Canberra or a Queanbeyan thing. Now there's a huge amount of effort gone into this, and if I remember correctly, Kylie was saying it's based on an Astra. So my original plan was to do a walk around with Kylie and have her help out with the commentary, but there was music playing all day. Actually, it's a Cruise, not an Astra. Or is it an Astra Cruise? That's what it is. It is an Astra. Yeah, so that was the plan, and unfortunately we can't use anything with commercial music in the background, so I had to give that idea the flick, and then of course Dale's away, so you've just got me doing the Holden Day. Another VK with a lot of motor in it. Now this was a super nice, well presented, very clean, sharp looking car. Next row. Interesting to have them all in a row like this to look at the way it evolved, you know, the VK to the VL and then VRVS as it progressed in its shape, and then it started to get heavier again and bigger once it sort of got into the later models. Now this is an interesting car. It's got plenty of stickers and stuff on it, but it's a car that Adam was telling me that gets a lot of use, and look, you can see there the full roll cage in it, and these were all the stickers from the Salt Lake racing. Apparently it gets plenty of use and does a lot of events. I like that, nice car. Good to see something built with a purpose and get used. Massive turbo hanging off the side of this one. It's really interesting for an old guy like myself to have seen the evolution of the powertrains in what's gone on in the last 40 years, and as we've moved on and on to different configurations from tunnel rams to blowers and then the turbos, and yeah, it just amazes me the amount of power that's created now, even from an aspirated engine. You know, what we used to try and generate out of a blown engine, now they're getting out of aspirated, and another different style of supercharger again. I mean, it just really is amazing the power that's being created now out of a small block. Unbelievable. Must have liked that car. I walked around the back and had a look. It's almost a Rock 3 blue, that one. And a Hornet scoop to go with it. Just trying to focus on the club name on the marquee there, but I didn't get it. So the SS Owners Club. So there's a good variety of Holdens there, like from the very old to a lot of the newer ones, and a lot of modified new ones there as well. Look at the extra splitters on the underside of this. It's got like an extra piece on the under the side skirts as well as under the front bib. reckon they'd wipe those out pretty quick. So from the newies back to some old HRs. Like I said, there was some really good examples, really well restored, maintained cars. Interesting filming those shows with all the people around. Sometimes you've just got to stop and turn the camera and wait, you know, as people move out of your way to try and get those sort of unbroken views for you. Something that I'm learning to get along with now. Instead of trying to go up and around people, I can sort of manage to work around it, like coming up here now. Good looking car, that one. I like that. HK327, eh? I wonder if that was a factory one. I dare say it would, with a plate like that on it. Wouldn't have been that Commodore car, I wouldn't have thought. Another Panelvan, nicely lowered. And charger hanging off the side. Now, I don't know what's hiding under this bonnet on the Torana. It was definitely very tall, whatever it is. if you're looking for a project, this guy he's obviously got to a point where the paint's done, but he's decided to move it on, so you've seen a minute of for sale on the side. RB30 and a UJ, eh? Lucky I can read, otherwise I wouldn't have known. See the side glass on this panel there? I'm not sure what that side window's out of, but it's definitely an interesting treatment. And we've changed the body line up into that side as well to suit that window. Someone's got a fair few hours invested in that, that's for sure. Nice looking setup, I like that. Check out this one. As you see, the bonnet's tilted back, and a bit under the driver's door there is the front nose cone that when you close the bonnet you clip that nose cone on. Really interesting treatment. Unusual set of wheels on this, they look like they're off a Chev. Obviously got an LS jammed in there. A very nice Monaro, this one. It's definitely caught my eye as well. And not so much that it was red, but it just caught my eye. It's just a nice, clean, well restored, nice looking car. a white Ford, or I think that's 4 or 5 that was there. I didn't realise on the day that there was that many in that colour. This is a Panelvan that's built by Maskells, and there's people probably would have heard or seen the story about this, that the family had it built after their son passed away. Very well built car, nice lines, panel work looked really good on it, and just finished off to the level you would expect coming out of somewhere like Maskells. So the industry put a lot of support into this build. I think we'll come round to the board in a minute. I think I put it in there. There was many people that supported it with product. Very nice car, very nice build. Good to see Century Battery in there doing its job. Century have been one of my supporters now for about 6 or 8 months. Helped me to do what I do, which is really good, and we appreciate all the help we get. It's what you call the full bling, I guess, that one. We're just about getting to the end now, a couple of rows to go. Brings back a few memories. A mechanic that worked for us when we had the taxis in Broken Hill, Randall Jones, had a Panelvan the same as that, HR I think it was. Dark green one. Triple SUs on that one. It's interesting when you go to a show like this, you really got to take stock of the amount of time and dedication that all these people have had on their one project that they're doing. It's just good to see that the level of workmanship is there. Another nice Survivor car there. It's a really nice name for a car that's not done, isn't it? A Survivor car. Yeah, like I was saying, just everyone with their own passion for their own car, no matter what it is, and all the hours that go in to get it to a point where they're happy to bring it out and put it on display and show other people. It really is what our sport's all about. Check out that air cleaner. So he's used a hubcap as the air cleaner. Look at that plastic top, I dare say that's another LS. Looks like a big block, one. I must admit I never realised how little I know about Holdens and Chevs. There's never been my real any interest in it besides, you know, mates having them or whatever, but obviously got an understanding, but no depth of knowledge, that's for sure, especially in the late model stuff. It's a very current style build, the wheel style and the black bumpers and the black engine. So you're watching this and you're a real Holden supporter. I hope you appreciate my lack of knowledge and that I'm just trying to bring you whatever I can. If I'm going somewhere, I'm taking the camera with me. And the fact that we're out visiting some family, we would do that. And obviously they had some traders there and my friend from Mother's were there. If you're looking for some polish, it's going to give you that extra edge. Can't go wrong with Mother's. They've been helping me out for about 10 to 12 years now, and we've been able to do some wondrous things with their product, whether you're restoring or polishing for full show. Just such a wide range. There are some cool traders there with hats and badges and all sorts of bits and pieces. Unfortunately for me, I would have just been buying for friends, so I kept my money in my pocket. So thanks for once again joining us, and we'll be doing some more shows. I think my next one I'll be heading to Bright for the rod run there. Something I've wanted to do for a long time. Be catching up with my mate Lou Piori, who's down at Albury, and we're going to head out there for the day on the Saturday and check that out. So thanks for joining us again. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't. If you've got some questions about Holden, put them through and I'll find someone else to help answer them. But like to get some questions and queries and likes, and that helps the channel grow. So thanks again, bye and be good.